Welcome back, everybody. Get ready to be transported back to the time of the pharaohs with the Island Theater's production of The Prince of Egypt. Here to tell us all about it are cast members Brandon Flack and Lexi Berkeley. Hello, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your time, guys. Okay, so tell us about the show and about your characters.
So The Prince of Egypt is obviously back in the time of the pharaohs. It follows the story from the book of Exodus from the Bible, but it's an adaptation of the 1998 DreamWorks movie.
Oh, right on.
Animated movie. So my character is Moses. He is a Hebrew man that when he was a baby, it was a time of great oppression of his people. His mother placed him in the Nile, hoping to find him a safe place to be. He ends up arriving in the home of the pharaoh and is raised Egyptian. Throughout his journey, he finds out that he is Hebrew, ends up leaving, coming back, and is charged by God to free his people from that oppression.
Right, okay. And then what character do you play?
I play Zipporah, who ultimately becomes the wife of Moses, but her story starts first when she's taken captive as a prisoner of war by the pharaoh, and she's forced to become a slave to actually his brother, Prince Ramses. But she escapes. She's a fiery one. And then she returns to her homeland, ultimately ends up reuniting with Moses, falls in love with him this time, and becomes his wife and a pivotal support on his journey to free his people.
Very cool. Sounds like an amazing show. So what's special about this version, though?
So like we talked about, it was adaptation of the DreamWorks movie, but Stephen Schwartz, he adds a couple of extra songs and really dives into the potential emotions that each of those characters would have during this incredible journey.
So kind of make a little bit more mature, I would think, right? Than a DreamWorks production.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're going to delve into a little bit more grown-up themes and stuff, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me ask you a little bit of a personal question. So what's each one of you, your favorite part of the show?
Ooh. My favorite part of the show, it's in a number called When You Believe.
Okay.
It's at a moment where Moses has really lost his faith in himself, and he's in a dark place. And his sister Miriam and I are doing our best to try to cheer him up, and it's not really working until a young girl comes onto the stage and she raises her hands and sings in worship. And ultimately, it's witnessing the faith of a young girl and the pureness of her heart that is what lifts Moses up out of the darkness, and it brings me to tears every single time. It's so
that's awesome. That's great. It's powerful. What about you?
So mine is during the song The Plagues. It is another pivotal moment where the bond between Moses and Ramesses, his Egyptian brother, is really torn. It's when he comes back to free his people and Ramesses doesn't want to. This is when the plagues end up happening and that bond is ultimately shattered. And being able to portray that on stage is very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me ask you, what should parents know if they go to see the show with kids?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because we definitely do dive into some more mature elements. There's slavery, oppression, murder, children, which sounds very dark. However, because it is a musical, we do our best to portray these things in a more metaphorical sense with dance, with lights, with theatrical elements, so absolutely nothing is portrayed in a graphic manner.
So it is cool for kids.
I would say it is still a kid-friendly
show. Okay, great, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me the details. Where do we get tickets? When and where is the show?
So we actually open tomorrow, and it will be tomorrow night at, I believe, 7. We go through the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be 8 shows total. You can find tickets on the islandtheater.com website, and it's very easy. It's on the homepage. You just click on Prince of Egypt, choose which day you want to go, and be there.
I love it. All right, thank you so very much for being here. I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you
Break
so
all
much.
the legs.
Yes, thank you.
All right, have a great show.